deal with a lot of student musicians and trying to prepare them for their life afterwards. Now, what do you think makes a good student musician?
Persistence.
Persistence? Okay.
I've seen a lot of students come through the door with amazing talents,
Okay.
great gifts,
Yeah.
you know. But unfortunately, I think we'll all agree that across the country and across the world, there's a lot of folks like that. So what identifies a person that's going to really excel and make it? And that's that person that has persistence, somebody that's willing to accept when things aren't going so well, and accept criticism, accept help from others, that's willing to reach out and get help from others, and just won't quit. That doesn't quit based on somebody's negative comment. And look, the arts are sometimes a very critical negative place to be. And so you've got to be thick-skinned enough to look beyond the people that have said, no, you're not capable of this, and be persistent and keep fighting through.
Now, how do you deal with motivation? Like you said, music is very critical and it's very easy to get down in music. Now, how did you deal with staying motivated? Like when you were going through the public school system and you weren't getting the jobs you wanted to, how did you stay, really in the fight and ready to go for the next job and the next opportunity?
I think, again, it comes down to the fact that I don't know if for me it was completely different than some other folks. I mean,
Okay.
I never had in my head that I was going to wind up being a university band director. I thought that I would teach high school for the rest of my life. I loved it. It was challenging. It was never boring. There was always something that you could get yourself enthused about and pushing ahead. And then, I did get to my mid-40s and realized that maybe I didn't want to go running around the marching band field after kids every day and so forth. And I came here, actually, and did my master's degree here, and that opened up a whole nother world for me. And then I think if you just keep looking for new things to do, doors open, and the only thing you can really do is just be prepared as you possibly can to move through that door that opens.
Now, would you say that you, like, when you were building your career, you said yes to just about everything that came your way to help build and open these doors?
Yeah, I mean, in my case, it was a lot different. I mean, I was doing a performance career as well as the teaching thing at the same time when I started. But to be honest, the teaching thing just consumed me.
Yes.
I loved it so much. I would take on challenges of programs that weren't that good, and just start from scratch and work and claw until it got better and better and better. And then you would get so committed to that and the number of hours and all that you realized that you didn't have many more hours left in the day to spread yourself around, So for me, that was my background. But I don't think that's different in a professional musician's life either. If you're committed, I tell these folks, I don't want to take away their dream that they want to be the principal clarinet in the Philharmonic, right? But when you consider that Stanley Drucker held the position for 52 years, there's got to be something else to do along the way, And so all they can really do is be prepared as much as they can, like you said, of being able to say yes to the job. Not that I'm not qualified to do it, but yes, I am qualified to do it, and it may not be your passion right now, but who cares? It's better than selling Dunkin' Donuts coffee, right?
Yeah.
At least you're out there playing, right? And at least you're doing something you love to do, and then that meets somebody here, somebody here, somebody here, and that starts to shape that career,
Now, when you're talking about shaping career and being able to do other things, now what do you as an educator try to instill in your students so that they can have the opportunities? Do you try to make sure that their education is well-rounded as possible, even if they want to be the principal clarinet in the Philharmonic? Do you say, yes, you could do that, but maybe it'd be great to focus on your chamber music, play a little jazz, something like that, so that after school they're more rounded?
I do
Yes.
what you're saying, okay?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how much resistance there is to that sometimes.
Yes.
It almost sounds like I'm negating my comment before. I appreciate that they're persistent.
Yes.
They're persistent that they're going to be that first chair clarinet in the Philharmonic. And again, I don't want to take that dream away from them. I just want them to see that maybe the road isn't straight.
Yes.
You know, that we're not going to take Route 80 straight across New Jersey to New York. That we're going to probably shoot down the 78, go over here, go over there, go over here. But whatever it takes, you don't take your eye off the target. And it doesn't matter how long it takes to get there, but you get there, you know. And there is, it's kind of interesting how much resistance there can be to that.
Now, do you think that is in part to kind of classical musicians as a whole feel that orchestral musicians are the top, and if you're not in the top, then where are you going to go from there? Like, why aren't you at the top? You're not good enough to be at the top, so that's why people are more resistant to do those other activities.
Well, that brings you back to this, right? I mean, you're not good enough to be at the top. You very well may be, but maybe the opportunity just didn't open yet. You know, and so it comes down, you know, going back to Drucker. I mean, how many great clarinetists lived a career, unfortunately passed away, and never even had a chance to audition for that job in
exactly.
52 years, right? So my point to the students is that, okay, don't take your eye off the prize, but man, there's a lot of great things to do out there. And I don't think the world is as based on the symphony orchestras it used to be. It's a changing world, you know? And so I'm not taking that away. It's one of my first loves. But I do think that if we're going to survive out there today, we have to have a little bit more eclectic experience so that we have a variety of different options to look at so that we're still doing what we love to do, and that's music, right? But maybe not the end goal of where we want to be.